to the Soul Society.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turntables activated. Get ready.
The most versatile hip-hop radio station in the world.
You can talk about us, but you can't talk without us. Phenomenal radio. We are what radio should be. You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think?
Holy shit. Where'd you find this?
You're locked into the #1 online radio station.
Here we go! It's not that your radio sounds strange. You just found a station that plays what you like.
Phenomenal radio.
Radio just got a lot more fun. Thanks for listening.
We are what radio should be.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, the most versatile hip-hop station in the world, PhenomRadio.io, where we've taken the power of the industry, placed it in the hands of the independent, and we've been doing it damn near 20 years. We appreciate you for tapping in. This is Global Audio Forensics. I am one of your hosts and your brother at Slate Stone Music, anywhere online. In here with my brothers. We got a special guest lined up for you today. We're going to tap in and touch his mind and see what he got going on over there. But I'm going to throw it to DJ Despair. He's going to throw it to Dick James, and he's going to introduce our guest. Despair.
This is DJ Despair, hailing out from Canada, Winnipeg and Toronto, all of Canada, basically. All around DJ, entrepreneur, jack of all trades, and, happy to be here today with Slur King.
No doubt. I'm Timo James, otherwise known as Dick James when I'm performing as an artist. I'm co-owner to KPTX Digital Broadcasters, Phenom Radio, the most diverse radio station on the planet. I'm also CEO and founder of the Industry Plug magazine, and also founder and creator of Who's Who Mississippi Recognition Awards. Today, by now, if they didn't know, I'm sure they know. And they may have had a reawakening, because the young man that we have here today has always been well known for his comedic stand-up. And in the last 2, 3, 4 years, he certainly has paralleled and propelled on social media. He's become like a phenom. And so I believe it was last month he appeared on America's Got Talent, and he really tore their asses up. And so I'm very happy to have been able to become a friend of this young man in 2010 when I saw him before I left South Carolina at the Comedy House, which is one of the most popular comedy houses in the country, period. Not just in the Southeast, but in general. It definitely was the liaison for the urban comedy community in Columbia, South Carolina, which is in the top 5 for radio and entertainment and things of that nature. So let's let that be known. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce, along with my partners, the one and only comedian Shula King. What's up, my brother? How you feeling today?
What's going on with you? What's going on with you, man? I appreciate, first of all, I want to thank God for allowing all us to be here, and I appreciate each and every last one of y'all wanting me to be on the podcast, man, on your show, I should say. I'm everything a podcast now, my bad. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all having me, man, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, brother. First of all, thank you again for your time and sharing with us. But at what point in your life did you recognize your gift in making people laugh and having that spark when you recognize, hey, I got something going here? Let me expound on that or take that path or that journey. When did that light go off for you?
Man, I was a kid, man. I was very like a baby, you know what I'm saying? When I realized that I enjoyed making people laugh, my whole entire life, I always enjoyed making people laugh, you know, from my family to friends at school to, you know, everybody, man. always enjoyed making people laugh, bro. So I can't even pinpoint the actual day. I just always had a slick mouth and was always talking junk, you know what I mean? So I always enjoyed that. So yeah, my whole life, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And at what point did you begin your professional journey in comedy and the entertainment space? What was the first
Um
time for you?
okay, so back in April of 2004, I was working at FYE, the music store, and this guy came in, this promoter named Ike came in, and he was promoting the show, but he was handing out flyers. This is 2004, so it wasn't the internet wasn't no thing. You know what I'm saying? So um, he came in promoting the show, and I started asking him questions about comedy shows and all that other stuff, and he was like, "Hey man, you a comedian or something?" And then before I could say no, the girl I was working with was like, "Yeah, he is a comedian." And I had never done a show or nothing like that, you know what I mean? But they were just telling me that I needed to be a comedian. So I was like, yeah, well, I'm thinking about doing it. And he wrote his number down on the flyer and was like, yeah, well, if you want to, give it a shot, I'll give you 3 minutes on the show. The show had Big Kenny, Barbara Carlisle, and a comedian who's passed away named Sugar Bear. So I called him and told him I wanted to do the show. The show was at Shaw Air Force Base in Sumter, South Carolina, at the NCO Club. I got up there, did my little 3 minutes. I did pretty good. You know what I mean? I wasn't like super hilarious, but I did pretty good. And what I'm saying, it's just been on since, and that's how I got started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How was how is the climate for you from your perspective in comedy with social media, the skits, live shows, performances? What's your take or your opinion on it or your thoughts on it? Being in the space yourself.
Um, it's a lot busier. Like, it's a lot of pros and cons to the game. For one, I don't think comedians have they're more is more money in the comedy game now than it has ever been. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the introduction of social media, there's never been more money in the game right now. There's new challenges that came up, like the old school conventional way was you had to go to the clubs, you had to create a buzz for yourself, you had to be really funny, you had to be on that stage and take acting classes and all these other kind of things. You had to do all of that. Now you can take acting classes, but you can pick up the phone, you can pick up a camera and start to film yourself, and you can create your own audience. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for a gatekeeper to say, hey, I think you're funny and I'm going to connect you with an agency and put you in movies and get you a manager and all that. It's not going to be any of that stuff. It's just you can be anywhere, and if you're creative enough, then you can create your own thing. But now, the challenges are, to be successful in entertainment business as an independent artist, comedian, or independent artist, you have to make content. You have to be good live in a live performance. You got to stream. You got, that's another challenge. But at the same time, is also those are all different avenues for you to make money and take care of yourself and generate wealth for yourself. So you can make money on TikTok, you can make money on YouTube, you can make money on Facebook, you can make money on Instagram. So like I said, so there's 3 or 4 different checks for you to get out there. But it's like, you just have to be able to work the system because it's out there for you. You just got to be able to do it, and then you can go on the road and make money that way too. You know what I mean? So it's some pros and cons. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. A couple more questions before I go to a commercial break and then throw it over to DJ Despair. Um, what prompted you to pick up your phone and do the video content that you generate as far as your split screen and things of that nature? Did it evolve for you? Did you know, like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start making this? Like, what was that moment that made you be like, look, let me do this and I'm moving this way in the social media space?
Well, what happened was I was living in Atlanta and I had to go home to get hernia surgery. And when I went home, I was by myself. Like I used to do skits. Like, you know, a lot of my old content was skits. I would get with other actors and whatever, and we would do skits, but I didn't have anybody to work with. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to start picking stuff off the internet and talking about it and do a split screen and, you know what I mean, figure it out. And I knew the car had good acoustics. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna just record in the car. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, you know, no big master plan or nothing like that. It was just me adjusting to, you know, whatever. And I wasn't going viral. Like I didn't like, you know, I didn't not. And when I started, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like every now and then I would hit something and I was getting more and more traction. And then next thing you know, I did one video about Donald Trump not getting invited to the royal wedding, and that thing did 40 million, and that's just been on and running since, man. So, you know, but the cool thing about it was, you know, that's why I tell people, you know, you can't pay attention to the numbers, because I had done that video, but before that, I had just started just recording every day, just starting to record every day. And I was just like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just be consistent. I'm just going to just be consistent. That's all I'm gonna do, you know. And that's the thing about success is like once you pass a certain threshold, if you're not consistent, then it really don't even matter, because you can do a video go crazy, but you have not learned to be consistent. So you just got one video out there that's gonna go crazy, and then that's gonna be the end of it.
Yes, sir. And my last question is, you mentioned pros and cons to the social media space and doing content and whatnot. Do you mind sharing with us a high point or a high point pro that brought you a semblance of some success in the social media content space, and then a low point in your career?
I don't know. Like as far as social media, I think like, I don't know, man. I was at a high point during COVID. Like I got a lot of exposure during COVID where everybody was home and just watching videos, and I was just at the house making money and not on the road, but I was making the social media money. And I don't know. I think the low is like that I wasn't expecting when I first started going viral. My page kept getting hacked. Like I don't know what it is, man. They would always hack your page. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody over in India somewhere, you know what I mean, ready to take your damn page. But, you know what I mean? It just is what it is, man. I mean, but I don't think I haven't really had any significant low points, because I'm at a point now where I'm like, it's like I put content out there and you got to let it go. Like I'm in a different space in my life when I first started. When I first started, you know, creating content or whatever, you know what I mean? I was single by myself, and now, man, I'm married. I got 2 little girls. Man, I got to put that content out there and get back to doing what's important, you know what I mean? Right. So the priorities change, man. I got babies. I got a wife, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? My father passed in 22, so, you know, I want to always check in with my mama, make sure my mother's good. My sister got a daughter. I got a niece. Like it's certain things that are just more important than what's going on the phone. It's like I got to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do, because, you know, this is kind of how you make your money. But, you know, being present for my family, you know what I mean, is important as well. So, you know, I don't know. Even if I'm going through a low point right now, I wouldn't know. I'm hustling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Indeed. Well, thank you for sharing that. We're going to play the 60-second commercial, and then we're going to let DJ Despair talk to you. This is Global Audio Forensics in here with the one and only Schuler King.
KPTX Digital Broadcasters PHENOM radio station, the most diverse radio on the planet.
What's up? I'm just trying to bring you finer things in real life. Check me out as King J the Blunt Man, and you are now rocking with the most diverse station on the planet. KPTX Digital Broadcasters, PHENOM Radio. Listen, worldwide with this shit. Stop playing. Let's get it.
How you doing? It's me, the Prince of the Bars, the official, baby. I got a lot of things I'm excited about, but in the meantime, we're going to get on KPTX Digital Broadcasting. The King and the Prince, man, crown bound downtown. It's phenomenal, baby, you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Yeah, it's Ja World, and I'm tuned in with the most diverse radio station in the world, PHENOM Radio. My new single, H-Time Love, going crazy right now. Rockstar Wank.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, Global Audio Forensics, PhenomRadio.io. DJ Despair, it's on you.
Man, I've been watching you a lot lately with your skits and a lot of the stuff you're doing. What gives you your inspiration to do what you're doing?
To be honest with you, man, I don't even know. Like it's you know, I'll see something, you know, and I just like something that's just kind of like, oh man, I like that. You know, people just send me stuff all the time. Like, man, talk about this, talk about that, talk about this. So, you know, I'm kind of just like, all right, you know, let me talk about, you know, this real quick, or talk about that, or, you know, I don't know, like inspiration in general is just my God and my family. You know what I mean? That's that big motivation right there. You know what I mean? Just wanting to set everybody up and take care of, you know, my people my loved ones that, you know, I just want them to be straight.
And being in this music, I mean, like, not music, sorry, being in this actually music world where comedy and everything is crossed over. Have you ever thought about doing a comedy album or anything like that, and like, you know, something in that area?
Well, I thought about an album, but I actually I have a stand-up special on Tubi right now.
I'm seeing that.
Yeah. So I mean, comedy album, you know, I did think about it. I would kind of, you know, I ain't pulled the gun on that one. I ain't pulled the trigger on it yet, but you know, I could, you know, convert the audio to an album and, you know, do it like that, you know, just for kicks, just to have that out there in the universe. But I'm actually waiting on some money to come in now from you know, the stand-up special, you know what I mean? And that was dope to do. And I plan on doing another one either maybe late next year, film another one late next year, you know, just to my whole purpose with that was I'm glad that I was able to do it the way I did it, because I had a distribution deal. And you know, my thing is, you know, I want to position everything where my children and their kids can eat off of my work.
You see, I'm glad you said that. I'm so happy you said it, because a lot of people, like especially in the music industry and a lot of things, they don't understand getting your distribution, finding your copyrights, finding your stuff. Like, what's the importance of that for you to make sure you have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted?
It's important to me, and I like to talk about it with people, because it's like this: when you sit down at the table to negotiate business, one of three things is going to happen. Either your grandchildren are going to be wealthy, both of your grandchildren are going to be wealthy, or their grandchildren are going to be wealthy. Now, mind you, somebody's going to get wealthy off of your work. So I don't mind two of the three things happening. I don't mind if both of our grandchildren get wealthy, or mine, but it can't just be yours.
True.
You know what I mean? It can't just be yours. I'm not going to work for somebody else's grandchildren and great grandchildren to eat off of my work, and my children have to figure out how to navigate through life. That's not why I'm working.
Right.
See, people don't understand. People don't understand wealth. Generational wealth is a thing that a lot of people of our culture, people lack to understand that there is people with that, but they don't show it or promote it as much for people to understand that there is a way to generate a business to consistently keep making money for your family, just like toilet paper companies and, you know, Skip and all that other stuff. People don't understand that those guys don't go work in the factory. Some of them may stand on and be in factories and stuff, but hands on, in the end, everybody in that room is just working until they get a pension.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing about it. Like I read, you know, in certain books where it's like, wealth is not measured in money. Wealth is measured in time. You know, and wealth is really measured of how long will this last after someone passes away. That's true wealth, And I mean, like I said, I know I like to crack jokes and talk junk and all that other stuff, but at the same time, when you start talking about, certain things, I know that one of the secrets to success or longevity is accumulate assets. The only difference between rich people and poor people is that poor people accumulate liabilities and rich people accumulate assets. You know what I mean? So if you don't know that, you got to switch that up now. Assets is land, rental properties, stocks, bonds, making investments in certain things. If people don't know the difference between a stock and a stock is when you buy into a company, you own a percentage of the company. A bond is when you basically loan a company a certain amount of money for a certain period of time, but they're promised to pay you back at a certain percentage. You know
Oh,
what I
trust me,
mean? So
I know that. Start a financing company that actually does that, and a bondsman company with a few people. So we
yeah,
learned both aspects of it, of collecting and giving, because a
yeah,
lot of people in this world right now, like, um, they lease cars, they lease things, they do all this stuff and everything, but they don't actually like pay it off. And then you're sitting there flaunting and flossing like you're some big superstar. And next thing you know, you're losing your house because you didn't
yeah.
put stuff intact because, oh, my accountant was handling it. Well, what was your accountant doing for his family? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I sometimes accountants will file things wrong and mess up numbers and have you in a bind. So you got to look back at the account like, man, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like accountants do get things wrong, and you got to double check and be like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? This ain't matching. I got to, you know what I'm saying? This ain't making sense. Why am I doing this? Or paying this much or whatever the case, and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Especially they really don't care whether you straight or not. You know what I'm saying? They'll look you straight in the face and be like, "Yes, sir, you owe the federal government $400,000." You know what I'm saying? And it's really just because they messed up some paperwork or filed something wrong or didn't do what they were supposed to do. So now you got to
Penalized.
pay. Yeah, you messed up, and they just looking at you like, yeah, this is what it is. So, you know what I mean? You got to make sure you have. It takes a while to have the right people to have, the right type of people around you, people who want to protect your money. Because sometimes you got folks who just fill spaces in on the paper, and then if you going broke, you just going broke. They don't even care, But ultimately, I feel like if you have any amount of money or whatever the case may be, man, before you go and buy that car, before you go and buy that jewelry, before you go do, man, go and find out what asset you can buy. I don't like. I got a little bit of. I might have a couple of pieces of job. I think I got like one little ring that I bought years ago. They ain't even cost me a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But I would much rather, if I had $50,000, I would much rather buy a house, a raggedy house with that 50,000, or go to the auction and bid on some houses. I could probably get out of there with two, three properties and do it that way as opposed to go and buy some jewelry or a car or whatever, because I know let's say if you got 100,000, you go to an auction or something like that, or you just find some raggedy properties. You know what I'm saying? Something raggedy, you go and let's say you find five houses, each of them $20,000 a piece. They raggedy as hell, but the structure is good, right? So you go and you spend your 100,000, you buy these houses cash, right? And you may either have some more money, or you can go to a bank and say, I want a line of credit, you know what I mean, to fix these houses up. You can either fix them up and sell them, or you can fix them up and hold them. Now to me personally, I would rather buy and hold, because it ain't nothing to get a tenant into that house once it's fixed up. You know what I mean? And whatever money you spent fixing up one at a time, your tenants are going to pay that money back, not you personally. And then the equity in that property is going to increase over time. You know what I mean? And if you ever get in a bind, you can pull equity from a house and say, I want to invest into this business, or start something, or just take care of a little bit of business. And then if you decide to sell, you're gonna sell a house for more than what you bought it for. You just be surprised, man. You never know, man. You never know. I always say it's just And like I said, I'm a little passionate about it. So, you know, I love real estate. You know what I mean? I have certain passions. I got comedy is my life, you know, but I'm also a mortician and you know what I mean? And you know, but I love, you know, real estate and I love, you know, talking wealth and investments and stuff.
So what made you become a mortician?
Man, I was born into the business. I was voluntold, brother. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
I
Yeah,
want
I didn't wake up one day and be like, oh man, I'm gonna do nah, man. My family been in the business since 1945, bro. My family owns Williams Funeral Home in Sumter, South Carolina. My father passed away in 22, like I said earlier. I inherited his shares in the business. You know what I mean? I ain't know that don't mean, you know, we didn't have it easy. You know what I'm saying? When we was growing up, man, it was a lot of getting up 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to go pick up bodies and, you know, help my father embalm and stuff like that. And when you got to get up at 4 in the morning to go pick up a body, man, listen, uh, you might as well stay up. You up now, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to do but go home, wash up, get ready for school. That was our life. You know what I mean? That was a life, man. Middle of the night, washing the cars in the limousine because they had a service to the next day, vacuum and taking out trash, you know, all that stuff, man. So it was a lot of work involved, you know, as a kid. But I appreciate all of that, you know what I mean? Because it was a lot of my friends that ain't had nothing to do and they dead in jail. So
did you ever take the car out just to go ride around in it? Just to, you know.
some of the hearse or something?
Yeah.
Hell no, that's a good way to get your ass whooped.
See?
You don't play around with them damn cars, man. That ain't your stuff. You better sit down. What the fuck is take the car and ride around? Sit back, please. Mess around and get your
Because you always see
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm black. We ain't take no car and ride nowhere. Mess around, get your ass whooped playing around like that. Nah, man. You know, nah,
because you
wasn't
know
none of
you
that.
watch all these comedy skits, right? And then you're like sitting there really in your yard looking at the car. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's good because it's
Nah.
and that's a good serious profession because I have a few friends who do it too, and
Yeah.
and own funeral homes, and it's like it's really hard when when you're somebody close one that you know what I
It
mean?
is. It
And
is.
how's experience like that have gone with you?
It's difficult, man, when there's somebody that you know. I mean, it's like people be thinking that you just you know you used to it. There ain't no such thing. And like you don't get used to it. The only thing I hate about this business is burying children.
Yeah.
That's the only thing like I hate it. I hate to see, you know, children go under any circumstances or you know, I always like that's just it's always something that just like I wish that just wasn't a part of, you know, what we did, but you know, it is, you know what I mean? And, you know, you got to serve with a heavy heart sometimes, but, you know, it just is what it is, man.
And from I want to touch base on this with we see all these new funerals that you see everybody twerking and all these little things that and all that. What's your opinion on that?
I can't even be mad at it. I can't even be mad. I mean, listen, you can't tell people how to mourn. That's one thing I know about this business is you can't tell people how to mourn. And, you know, some things may not be appropriate for the church, for where you are, but, you know, if somebody you know, people and families have their own culture. You know what I mean? And it changes by, you know, location and where you are. You go to New Orleans, people are playing, you know, all types of instruments. They got the second line, they celebrating and they, you know, all of that. So my thing is I ain't mad if somebody you know, is grieving and they want to get up and you know what I'm saying and shake off the grief, you know what I mean, or twerk it out or whatever. But especially if the person who passed away said, hey, when I go, I want you to get up and you know what I'm saying, make it clap for your boy one more time. Hey, you can't even be mad. Like just hey man, go ahead because knowing the 5 stages of grief, you know, the 5 stages are acceptance, depression, anger, bargaining, and was oh man, is acceptance, anger, depression, bargaining, and I don't know why I always mess up one of them. You know what I mean? But either way, I think like twerking part is kind of like a part of acceptance, because you got to help cope with it. You know what I mean? Or denial. Yes, that's the other one: denial, anger, the bargaining, acceptance, and depression. So yeah. But when you people are twerking, are they happy if they get a chance to laugh or have some fun in the midst of their grief? Man, go ahead and let them have it, bro.
I'm glad
You
you
know.
said that because the other day, a friend of mine who got stage 4 cancer
Mm,
asked me to do one of his final um, celebration of life events, and it's the second one I've done, but it's different when you're partying with the person into like knowing that they're going and knowing that this is it, and everybody came out to celebrate and have fun, and it was like for me it was like a high school reunion, like people I grew up with for over 30 years being in a room, and just seeing this person happy and
mm,
everybody's celebrating them and dancing with them and having fun with them, and he just gave that energy just to be there, just to be happy for that moment. And
mm,
I, I like I'm more happy of people like now accepting things and enjoying because they don't want a funeral. They want to party with their friends before they pass. They want like if
yeah.
they're going, and I commend you for your job and especially what you do outside of comedy because that's a lot to deal with and bear.
Yeah, I mean it can be, you know what I mean? But being able to have some being able to is also an honor though, to serve, to be chosen to serve. When people, when you make yourself available to serve, and then people choose you to serve it. And the comedy is the same way. People think that comedy and funeral business is like two completely different things, but there's a lot of parallels there. You know what I mean? When people, it's an honor. It's always an honor when people choose to share space with you. You know what I mean? To say, hey, I'll pay money to come and sit and just spend time with this person and listen to them talk and joke, and you know what I mean? And we, be entertained or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm honored to walk out into a sold out crowd, or any crowd, whether it's sold out or not. I'm honored to walk out on stage and to see that somebody is thinks enough of me to take time out of their schedule and their life to come and sit down and share space and time with me.
Man, I appreciate you. And anything you need on this end, we got you. It was great talking to you on that. Timo.
Uh, for
No
sure.
doubt.
It's
Yeah.
over. I know it ain't over.
Now I imagine this is at the point where you turn it up a notch because the preview you had me in here blowing my nose. I
Yeah,
know he's
man.
right.
Cause I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I could just like it'd be one thing. Somebody say one thing, then I'd take it to a whole nother place. They'd be like, nigga, I wasn't even talking about that, but you know what I'm
Yeah, but you
saying?
see, that go through positivity and then go into comedy. I use that as a thing every day to make people laugh. Yeah, like no matter what people are going through, they need to be aware. But also, it's fun to make them laugh.
Yeah, I mean, like that to me, like I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not as crossover or as big as a lot of other comedians, because I give information along with the laughter. And sometimes people don't like to, they just want to laugh. Like they just like, man, just be silly. And that's just not my nature. I'm just
Right,
not, yeah, I'm just not that person. Like, I'm not just gonna be stupid. Like, I got a brain. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I have a perspective. So, like, even if what I say may be unpopular or controversial or whatever the case may be, this is who I am. I'm not gonna, switch up or fold or flip just because, oh, this is working over here. It's like some people are real comfortable just being clowns. Some people are real comfortable putting on a dress and what I mean, putting on a wig, and you know what I mean. Some dudes get up and be booty clapping and doing all kind of stuff. Like, hey, if you want a booty clap, then you do that. You do that, but you're not gonna get. I'm not shaking my ass for nobody.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I ain't shaking my ass for my wife. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I
Right.
ain't
She shake that
doing
ass, not this
nothing.
ass.
Yeah, that
Yes.
hell no. Sometimes she ain't doing it. Hell
Right.
no,
And I
man.
ain't mad at her.
Ain't nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like that's not my stance, man. I gotta, I can be funny, but sometimes, man, everything is God's time, and you gotta wait for other folk to catch up with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? When don't abandon what you doing. You know what I mean? I have experiences, man. I've been to college. I've been, had my little stint in the street a little bit. I was never good at being a street dude, man. I was never good at that. You know what I'm saying? I was good at the preparation. I was never good at the execution. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, execution be a street dude, man. Like man, listen, I can't do it, man. Like I don't know, bro. I remember one time, you know what I'm saying? Like I was with my boy and he used to, sell a little bit of non-prescriptive medication in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And they had to stop somewhere, man. And it was a crack house. We walked in there and people smoking crack in like the early 2000s is depressing. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, it was bad enough, but in 80s, you know what I'm saying? You kind of got it in the 80s, but you know what I'm saying? Like y'all smoking this in the 2000s, man. And they was smoking it and how you forget that you looking at somebody. I'm over just staring at this lady smoking crack and she looked at me like, you see something? I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. I ain't. It was because I thought it was an older woman. I said, no, ma'am. And she was like, don't be ma'aming me. I was like, well, shit, how old is she? She was my age. I was like, oh, my bad. I thought you about my grandmama age, lady. I didn't know.
Yes. That's
Yep.
hey, that's what that thing right there will do to you. It will
That's
suck the
what it
life
do,
out of you.
man.
Yeah.
It done to a lot of folks, man. But it just is. That's what I'm saying. But I have experiences, man. I've, lived life. So I just can't be, goofy. I think a lot of times when people come with just one, when the comedy doesn't require any thought to it, then it's just more popular. It spreads out to more people because it's like you don't have to really think. You ain't really gotta not necessarily figure it out, but it's like you have to have a certain level of intelligence to understand what I'm talking about. Or
Humor.
just to get it. You know what I mean? Some people just like they just want some cut and dry baby mama boo booed
Yeah.
on the floor or just something real simple that anybody can
Right.
get. And it's like, nah, all right.
Yeah, it's not really considered comedy. I don't know what you would call that in this modern day and time.
Man.
But it requires a skill and a gift and attention to detail. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't negate none of the social media cats because that's a skill too. You know what I mean? I respect all of them dudes, man. You know what I mean? Especially when I see a lot of our people excelling on social media. Man, they could be doing anything, bro.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to see anybody else be successful. You know
right.
what I mean? I'm happy about all of that. You know what I mean? And like I'm the type of person I'd be happy to see other people successful, especially like if somebody I know because it just and I know this is gonna sound old school, but it's just like when somebody is blowing up or is getting their shine, you know what I mean? It reminds me their success is a reminder of me that there's more in store for me too.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? Like God is still out here blessing folks, and all I got to do is, what I'm saying, keep my mind right, keep hustling, and keep praying, and keep doing what I'm doing, and he gon' level me up too. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to do.
Message.
Yeah, yeah. Like you ain't got to hate on nobody. You ain't never seen a successful hater. Never.
Hey,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
hold
Like
on. 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
it's
This
50
is
ain't
one
no
of the
hater
most
He
though.
ain't hating,
Who
nobody
gonna
man.
be
no
messing with
he hates
50?
on a good tip. Like, like he hates just to get a rise out of somebody
He
because
petty as
he knows
hell. but
no.
it's all in fun
I
and
don't
truth.
think
In game,
I
yeah.
have to. 50 Cent is not a hater, bro.
Yeah, that's
50
right.
Cent got to be. I think 50 got to be one of the coolest people. I have never seen anybody put people on the way he did.
Yes.
Oh, trust me. But he'll knock you down as fast as anything.
But that's his right. If you supposed to be able to, I'm supposed to be able to knock you clean off your damn feet if I'm the one who propped your ass up. That's how you.
Right.
That's the chess game right there. You like, all right, well, I got you, but if you ever play around, you know
That's
what I'm
the key
saying?
right there. Get out of
Yeah,
pocket.
yeah. But
You're gonna have to get some respect. That's just
that
how
ain't
that
wrong.
is. That's
That
standard.
Yeah, that's not wrong. Like, you should be. I would be 100%. Anybody give you a few $1,000,000, hey man, I ain't gonna let you play with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You put some, you know what I mean? You take me out the projects and put some millions in my pocket, bro. I ain't finna let you play with them, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can call it glazing, whatever you want to call it. Like, you can't just say anything about this dude.
That's
Not
right.
not around me, man. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
life changer.
Yeah,
Doing
you know what
things
I'm
that he
saying?
didn't have to do, but he chose to do.
Yo,
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know
I
what I'm
follow
saying?
everything he does because, like, from his comedy to everything, because the way he is online, it's so comedic, but
Mm.
so dickheaded at the same time that it's so fun to watch because he'll randomly just roll up and just say the most outlandish shit, and it will store up the internet in 2 seconds just because he can. And I just
If
Yeah.
you
love that
garbage,
because that's a power that
he
a lot
gonna
of people
troll
don't.
you, man. If he can troll you, he
Oh
gonna
yeah,
troll you. And I ain't mad at him because they railroaded him. They
right.
But
left
but
him for dead. They ain't even want him in, and he
but
had
this
to
is the
earn his
thing
sweat.
about it. I would hope one day that I have a television show, a movie, or anything like that, to where 50 Cent would take a shot at me.
Facts.
Because it's gonna make you
Facts.
go even up, 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 even more.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, we gonna go back and forth like a mug. I'm gonna tell you now, we gonna do this all day long. I promise you. I ain't gonna never let it die. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We jabbing. I don't
Yo, when the
care.
man came out with
Oh,
Surviving Diddy, I didn't even know how to act, man. I was just like, damn.
bro. I promise you, man. And it's all in a lot of time, man. You got to know when it's all good fun. Like, I came up talking junk and talking crazy. So I
Right.
ain't even tripping like if somebody take a jab at me or say something about me. And then you got to get up and brush it off. I think, taking things in stride is how you actually survive.
Hmm,
Like Drake would be in a better position musically right now if he was so damn serious. Okay,
Right.
Kendrick Lamar had one of the best diss tracks of all time on you. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I would have, literally just took it like, oh man, that dude was really mad.
And just
Like,
let him have
like
but you see, now you got to look at that. Blue Jays and Dodgers. I'm sitting in Toronto, and I'm like,
yeah, see, look at you. You on the losing side. Look at
hey,
you.
hey, at least we made it to the World Series over a lot of the other cities, so I can't even say nothing over that.
It's all good. Yeah, yeah, bro. It's tough. It's all right though.
It
It's
was,
all
it was
right,
all
man.
right. It was all right. It was good. I know LA got it. I ain't mad at it. So you know what I'm
But
saying? But
that's
why
what
did
I'm
Ice
saying.
Cube have to go and do that? It was just,
This is a part of the game, and the fact that like if you losing, you know what I mean, or you lost and you lost in a big way, you
right.
have to you have to take it in because nobody if you embrace it, then they can't use it against you.
facts.
Like you can't be you this he's suing and he done lost the lawsuit. Like, bruh, come on, man. You lost. You Biggie didn't sue Tupac and Death Row for hit him up.
How about this? Look at MC Hammer when he went out of his way to go compete with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why would you? They need to stop making Michael Jackson comparisons. Ain't nobody Michael, bro. Ain't
No, that's
nobody
it.
Michael. They
Yeah.
they try to they try to make like, oh, well, Drake surpassed it. He did so more
Oh,
streams.
now
I'm like, listen, bro. Ain't nobody Mike. If there was streams now, if streaming was if they had streaming back then when Michael Jackson did Thriller, come on, man. Come on, man.
They,
Come
it
on,
would
man.
have bankrupt streaming, and streaming would have had to divert to something other than
Listen,
streaming.
it was streaming
Yeah.
because it was in every commercial, it was in every TV show, it was every single time Halloween comes around for decades.
Just wasn't
It's
under
like
that
Mariah
term.
Carey with Christmas. If you
Absolutely
don't
It
right.
like the
was
hardest thing people did, it was come out with theme songs during those type of times. Like when Valentine's Day comes, who do we play?
I
yeah.
tell you what,
You
we
know what I'm saying? When Easter comes, what do we play? Hymns, songs like
Yeah.
gospel. Like a lot of people don't seem to understand is we even have an independent song. So it's like if you look at the way the world is going with music, you can't compare to the original that made everything happen for them to go the way it is now.
Yeah, you can't. He's Michael. We are never gonna see. I can't say never. Like you're not. Yeah, I'll say it. You're never gonna see Michael again. Prince was the only person that could exist in Michael Jackson's universe.
And
That's
also
just it.
at the same time, Terrence Trent D'Arby.
El
A lot of
DeBarge,
people didn't know that.
the
Terrence
DeBarge
Trent D'Arby
family.
was killing it out there, and he only survived off of 2 albums.
We
Yeah,
got
I mean,
we got a few minutes left
yeah.
because we have to be on time with that hour. See, I knew what we were
Okay.
gonna be doing. That's why I said 30, 45 minutes. When you're
Okay.
about that and you got substance, they be on us, bro. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shout them out. Tell the people that's listening, because we're in 129 countries around the world. So tell the people where they can tap in with you and check in and see what's going on.
Hey man, listen, y'all can follow me on Facebook is comedian Shula King, YouTube is comedian Shula King, on Instagram is Shula King, on TikTok is Shula King, Twitter Shula King. You know, if you just type Shula King into Google, everything pop up. So follow me on all of that. I'm on tour. You can go to shulaking.com or you can go to Punch Up and type in Sugar King and see all of my dates. I'm getting my website redone right now. Also follow I have a podcast called To Laugh at Death, where I have people on my podcast and we talk about uh funny stories and funny memories about people who passed away. I had Lavelle Crawford on there, my boy Marvin Hunter, so many people on there that to share funny stories about people who laughed away. The whole purpose of the podcast is that what we're doing is giving our loved ones their flowers in a comedic way. You know what I mean, and also helping people cope with the grief. By telling those funny stories and remembering them, because no matter how somebody passed away, their life is way bigger than how they died. You know what I'm
No
saying? And
doubt.
also my stand-up special, anybody want to tell me, is on Tubi right now. You know what I'm saying? So, that's everything.
No
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
We're
Yeah.
gonna shout out your hometown,
Yeah.
Sumter, real quick.
Sumter,
You know what I'm
South
saying?
Carolina.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You birthed in a place of golden jewels, because rest in peace to Bill Pigney, the founder of the original Drifters.
That was
My
my
uncle
uncle, man.
Vernon Young, rest in
Uh-huh.
peace to Vernon Young, was
Yeah.
one of the lead singers of the group. So we spent a lot of time in Sumter.
So you my cousin, man.
Absolutely. I was just waiting on the moment to be able to have that time for us
Yeah.
to be able to have that conversation, because I didn't realize it at the time when I met you originally. But I have been following and I have been supporting you in the back end. So we're looking forward to the opportunity of being able to make some money with you in Mississippi, in Dallas, Fort Worth, because that's where my partner Doc Stone is, and in Canada. If you haven't been there already, we hopefully 2026 we'll have the graces of Almighty and we'll be able to tap in and bring you out there.
Yeah, man. We did Canada, I did Toronto and Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's different out there. Toronto looked like New Jersey without black people.
Hey, depends on where you go.
Yeah, well, we was in the hood. I ain't even gonna lie to you, player. We was in the hood. I ain't never seen so many poor non-black people in my life. I was scared as hell.
Which hood did you go to?
I'll tell you later. We'll talk about it.
Hills have eyes. Hell, shit.
Man.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That what
I
he
want to
was,
know where he went.
that's what he was looking at. Where he was.
Nah, but it looked like it was real cityfied. But it was like, boy, this a little scary around here, boy.
Right.
No doubt.
Indeed. We definitely appreciate you again, brother. And may you keep climbing, stay dedicated, stay striving, and may the universe continue to give you what you're due. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. One thing you did say before I get out of here that stuck out was you mentioned that it was an honor to serve. You know what I mean? And that's commendable, and that's a jewel. You know, if people didn't catch that at all, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that to you too, brother, before we go.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. It always is. Because that's all we doing anyway.
Yes, sir, brother. You be blessed until next time.
Yeah, bro. Y'all too, man. Y'all be good.
Yes, sir. Peace.
One love.
The most versatile hip hop radio station in the world. Phenomenal Radio.